Hello and welcome here on the Tandes YouTube channel. We are on the road again. We did a long trip through Germany. We visited many shops, a nice show in the northern part of Germany, the Nordrif, and now finally, after a little turn through France, we are now back in Germany and one of the most famous stores in Germany, a real beautiful store and a real Tandes power user. So all these tanks around us are equipped with our products. Next to me is Tim. In Germany, he's actually very famous for a lot of tanks that you see here. So in this video we're going to show you around the famous tanks that are set up here. So let's go.
So this is a new wave acrylic tank, really special because it's completely rimless and it's completely round, so we have no corners at all. Such a nice tank, you all actually need special lights, so we took two castles with like the focus lenses to make sure that they are really high above the tank, so you don't really disturb the view that much. Because the tank is round, it's really easy to get flow in there. So we basically only have one small Tandes 6040 in here, which is at the moment quite dirty, but still more than enough flow in this tank. We also mostly have like LPS cores in here, which need like acans and macromusas, which need like really low flow. A lot of nice macroalgae, some cool clams and oysters. And yeah, it's a really cool tank. It's really special because you can basically walk around it and you have a never-ending tank if you do that. You can run like circles.
And for a store it's nice that it's, you know, I'm huge actually. I'm more than 10 centimeters taller than Arnold Schwarzenegger. But imagine if you're normal sized, you really can watch this tank standing. So this is nice for a shop. A lot of lights on the market are just pain when you watch the tank, and this is ultra bright and is disturbing your eyes. So but with the reflector, not only all the light is emitted down to the tank, but it's also not hurting your eyes.
Here we have that beauty, a small Nano.
A small Nano tank, wow.
There are not that much Nano aquariums at the Tandes YouTube channel.
No, actually.
Until now.
Yeah, until now. So this might be the smallest Nano tank we ever shown on the Tandes YouTube channel, on the English and the German one basically. Okay, from the technical side we have the Osmolator Nano, which is exactly a perfect fit here for this tank. You are running it with an A80 and there's only a small filter in it.
Yeah, it's just the internal filter with a little bit of filter fleece to get like particles out, but that's basically it. Nothing else. No protein skimmer, no stream pump, because the stream pump would be too big and the filter is actually enough flow for this small tank. I would love to run it with a skimmer, but it doesn't fit. This tank is just too small for both the internal filter and the skimmer, and what we do here is like a 80% water change each week to make sure that the water parameters are actually perfect. And this tank is up and running now for like over a year now. It works really well. I'm really happy with it. It's a really nice small tank and it's really easy to maintain because you don't need to do anything except the water changes. So it's really cool.
Maybe you have to create a smaller skimmer.
You know, we are already...
a combination of both, like internal filter and a small skimmer, maybe in one housing would be extremely cool.
That would be cool. The 9001 is the smallest skimmer we are offering. It is already very tiny. I would say a lot of people buying it because it is that small, but obviously it is still not small enough. We need a hybrid.
Not for like a Nano tank in this size, obviously, because I would love to fit both, but it's just too much for the small tank, so I just went for the internal filter and it's enough. And it works really well.
Yeah. When I started my first aquarium, I was typing in beginner tank, how should I start in German, and this is the video you're going to see. This is super famous in Germany. Whenever I see someone starting with a reef aquarium, they have watched this video. It's more than 200,000 views on such a video, which is amazing for our tiny market, and I'm super proud that Our products are running actually in this tank, and it's one of the strengths of our products to be easy. You don't need a thumb. It's really offer the really high-end, top-tier premium products, but also the beginner level. Sometimes I'm kidding and I'm telling people you're like Samsung. You get the basic phone, but you also get the ultra flagship phone, and this is a proof that you can also run a reef tank just with a few affordable products.
Yeah, it's also really nice for us as a store because we run both saltwater and freshwater tanks and sell both. So it's really nice to get like people who are interested in saltwater into the hobby because they don't have to buy a whole new tank and a whole system with a sump and everything, but they can just take a tank they already have, put the internal filter and the skimmer in and basically start with it and go for a saltwater aquarium.
That is already very famous in Germany. We sell a lot. I mean, like in the times when there were almost no competition, we are again really selling a lot of these pumps, but only in Germany. I assume in other countries they don't know it. So here you get a little secret, the 6075. So this basically is our most efficient propeller pump, but shrink down. You see the large outtake here. The propeller of the famous 6105 Eco is running in the small pump. It pushes 7,500 liters per hour with only 8 watt, while being very silent. Tanks below 500 liters. This is an awesome pump for you.
Yeah, I like it a lot in the shop because as you see they are quite dirty at the moment. The cool thing is because they're so powerful I can just basically ramp them up and clean them later and still have enough flow in the tank. So that's a really nice thing for lazy people like me.
A very special flow pump, a real one of these top tier pumps I mentioned is the Stream 3. The only pump on the planet running with a radial magnetic bearing, that silent, still being extremely powerful. The form factor isn't a good fit for every tank, but in this situation here it's actually great. The pump is very flat and pushing a very hard beam, so to keep the dirt moving below these trays here, the pump is just perfect.
It's really good because we have one in both of our coral systems which are pretty long, and this pump basically makes it so that underneath my coral trays it's always clean. It pushes every dirt away, and also in this case I have like a backstream from the pump which is really not that strong and not that hard, and which is really nice to move the corals, especially like the torches up here. That's a backstream from the pump.
Yeah. Oh cool. Wow.
It's really it's like on 90%, so it's going really strong because I want no dirt beneath the corals, because basically to clean there is a pain in the ass. So I pushed away everything, and especially in the softy tank there's basically just like a Stream 3 running and like a big 65. That's it, none other stream pumps because I don't need them. That's enough for the tank, and this tank is like 3 meters 30 with this, which is like 11 foot, 12 foot, so it's quite long. So that's really cool for a shop to have efficient pumps like that. Energy is money, so less pumps, less money.
Especially in Germany.
Especially
in Germany, yes.
There are countries where you speak English and electricity bills are still high, aren't there?
And what we also like to use a lot, especially in our coral and fish systems, are the Tunsi skimmers, because they're easy to use, they're reliant, they regulate themselves, so it's really easy to use them, especially in a system where you have some fluctuations because of the corals that are getting sold. So we like to use them a lot. We also use them in the fish system. We also have in the big fish system, we have like the big 9160, like the really big one, and I'm really happy with them, and I think they never broke down in like over 10 years. Boom! The big one.
That's a skimmer. Wow, I'm quite sure this is one of the first prototypes, of one of the first ones ever made 8 years ago or so. Yeah,
something around that, yeah. It's
nice.
Still running, we never changed anything on it, not the pump, not even the needle wheel, nothing. Only thing we added is the cool new spirals.
Oh, you added the cool.
Yeah, because before it was like sprinkling too much and we had salt everywhere. With those guys, that issue is solved. So really, those are actually really cool. Really good idea.
Cool. Yeah, that's a question on the German channel very often. I already own a Tunsi skimmer. Does the spare part fit to my previous? Yes, it does. So if you have one of the Tunsi skimmers running, either the noise or the splashing is an issue for you. This fits here, and we now have a solution also for the existing devices. tank you usually see when you walk into the shop here. This is to impress the people the moment they enter the shop.
To infect them with the passion for saltwater. It's a 1 meter by 2 meter by 55 centimeters room divider, which is basically directly at our entrance door, which is on a really high stand, so it's really easy to look into it even if you're standing, which was really important for us to have it on like same height as your eyes. Another cool thing is that you have a really easy to access sump beneath there, where we're also running a Tunze skimmer, the new one with the new pump. In the system we have like the old ones with the old pump because they just keep on running, but this one we wanted to show a skimmer that is really silent, because in here if you go into the cabinet you can actually listen and you basically hear nothing, which is really nice. That's what you want. We also have 2 of the Tunze 6105 in here for the flow, which was until like 3 months ago more than enough for the whole tank. But now, because the corals have grown a lot, we might need to install another one. Maybe on the head end of the tank, but for like over a year it was more than enough flow for the whole tank, and it's really cool to be like with 22 watts overall, to have like a 1000 liter system, enough flow with that low amount of energy. That's really cool.
Basically you have seen that we are now bringing the pump oscillators to the market, a really industrial grade made one, a complete system that is very easy to use, but also this solution has its own roots. A startup called REEFER created these, and this is still one of the older units in operation. You can see there are similarities to what we sell now, but of course we improved everything in the version we are selling. If you are interested in more about this pump oscillation, just follow this YouTube channel. We are bringing more and more content about this new technology and about the huge impact in the many tanks around here on the world. When I'm out there at shows, when I'm visiting the UK, the US or other countries on this planet, I very often get the question, I have heard that the stores in Germany, they're very nice. You have a huge culture of beautiful aquarium stores. And I can only tell you, yes, we have. And this is one of those. Definitely Unterwasser Freiburg here in Freiburg is worth a visit. You not only get one of the best supports, one of the best consultations in the industry, but also you can have a nice chat with great people like Tim here and learn more about the passion. Either if you're just starting with the hobby or you're already a professional, you get everything you need in one of these stores.
There are a lot of people saying that they know everything about fish. That guy knows everything about fish.
Yeah! Thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe to this channel. Enjoy your tank. See you next Friday.
Bye bye.